Good evening, viewers. Tonight we have our guests, Themba, Ondiege, and Lulu. We want to begin by apologizing. We were supposed to bring this live discussion at 8 p.m., but due to unavoidable circumstances, we had to reschedule it. It's 1 hour late. Nevertheless, better late than never. So our guests are in the studio. I welcome Lulu to give us some entertainments, and then we proceed.
I'm playing for you a song that I played back when I was a beginner. It is called French folk song. Thank you.
Wow, that's awesome. When did you learn that?
I learned it back when I was a beginner, when I during May, actually June. Wait, I learned it all the way back when I was in January, and I had just finished up learning a bunch of other basics I needed to learn. Like, for example, learning how to play my bow, learning the fingerings. It was really hard for me. Then eventually it got much more easier.
Okay, that's wonderful. Did that help you to do that?
Actually, my orchestra teacher helped me do that, but my dad was helping me with the flats and everything. In fact, that's when I had my first solo contest.
Okay, that's wonderful. So let's have you and Dad take us through our first topic, emotional intelligence.
Okay.
You guys take us through that.
Okay, thank you so much, Wekesa, for the opportunity. And again, also, thank you, viewers, for coming in to join us into this discussion on Daddy-Daughter Conversation. We started the YouTube, our YouTube channel, which is Themba Ondiege TV, to basically encourage parent-child communication and conversation, because we believe that if there's a good communication between parents and their kids, dads and their daughters, mothers and their sons, and even parents with their children, if the communication lines are open and there's a lot of comfort, we can be able to learn from each other, learn from the children, and even they learn from us, so that it is not about just the many things that we see where children are seeing like their parents are not understanding where they're coming from. But as we learn together, as we interact, as we share together, we believe that communication and comfort can help in growing together, because a child is struggling with the age that they are at. Like my daughter right now, Lulu, is 13. She's never been 13 before, 1-3. So she's struggling to learning to be 13 years old. I've never been a dad to a 13-year-old. So we are learning each other. So if we don't have that communication, if we don't get to talk, if we don't have open communication with each other, then we are going to find surprises. And the more we find those surprises, then we find it hard to negotiate. There's no any manual for anybody in bringing up children. It's just about us getting to learn each child as they grow up. So that's basically why we started our YouTube channel with Lulu. And it's much more to increase the bonding and the talk. And we talk about anything. And even as we continue, as we are going to explore 3 topics today here, there are many other things that we do together. Like I try to help her with her violin, so you'll find her playing her violin on our channel. We also, I'm trying to teach her a bit of Kiswahili, and also her mom is Kisi. So we are learning a bit of, the Kisi language, the Lua language, and also a bit of Spanish, like ¿Cómo estás? Yeah, a bit of Spanish also. So that the channel basically is for increasing comfort. So straight to the topic that among many other topics that we talk about, we are going to be discussing, conversing and having a conversation around emotional intelligence. Any child, anybody who is going to go out there, they need to have emotional intelligence. So we want to hear maybe from baby, what's emotional intelligence? You want to speak a little bit loud so I guess can hear?
Okay. Emotional intelligence is knowing how to manage emotions, like how you feel angry, how you feel sad, how you feel happy or excited sometimes. So there are times in life where we use our emotions to say stuff. Emotions are a big part of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I play my violin, I am happy, and when somebody hurts me, I'm sad.
Mm-hmm.
But something that I've learned over the years is that so you don't let emotions control you when you're doing your thing. So like for example, emotion, like for example, if you feel angry about something, you don't let it become like really angry and then just be mad at everybody around you and just go to everyone's flower or rain on people's party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You let people, you decide like, hey, yes, I am angry, but all because I'm angry doesn't mean it has to affect other people and affect me too.
Yeah.
So you use your brain.
Yeah. So having the ability to control your emotions, that you're not able to always, spark out at people when something happens to them, and that might happen a lot to maybe teenagers or some people your age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some adults do it too.
And some adults do it too. So you need to have a level, you grow to a point that you're able to master your emotions. Yeah. So what are the aspects of emotional intelligence? What entails emotional intelligence?
Emotional intelligence is knowing your feelings, number one. 2, and then you're like, you think about your feelings, and then you think about whether it's going to affect other people around me in a negative way. And 3, you use a logical choice, and then you handle your feelings in a logical way.
So knowing your emotions, knowing who you are, self-awareness, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So knowing who you are, what are some of the things that would make you know who you are? Like, for example, what would make you know that, okay, this is how I respond to things as Lulu?
Stuff you like to do, stuff you don't like to do, favorite food, favorite topics, favorite anything.
Mm-hmm.
Some things that you don't really like to do either. Like for me personally, I don't like doing some of the stuff that I usually do. Like for example, going out and like when being too busy. So because sometimes when middle school, sometimes they apply a lot of stuff on us. Like for example, like 3 tests in one day. That's a lot of tests. And
Yeah.
then also they're gonna get worse in high school because one of my friends in high school, she's really tired most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you find that at times when you know what makes you be the person you are, what annoys you, knowing what are the things that make you get too agitated, mm-hmm. you can separate between that and what is happening to other people, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you respond to someone else when you know, okay, fine, this is me, but this is not them?
You be assertive.
Mm-hmm.
And a way of saying, like, for basically, for those who don't understand, saying no, but in a polite way, mm-hmm. or saying, this is what I want. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, I can say, Daddy, I really like your medal. Can I please have it? Mm-hmm. And I can also say, and then I can also say, like, if I'm a peer pressure thingy, like we're gonna be talking about soon, I can say, hey, I don't really like what you're doing, and even though it might seem cool to you, it's not cool to me, so I really can't do that.
So how do you get to make sure that you also you are careful about other people, that you are not annoying them with how you are reacting? Because you see, you can have yourself, and you're only pushing your own feelings, but not emotions of someone else. So how do you separate that with other people?
You listen to other people, you listen to other people's point of view when you're doing your work. When you say stuff, you tell your people your point of view and listen to their point of view.
Yeah, so because you are not always right. Yeah, sometimes
nobody is always right.
Nobody's always right. So you might also need to appreciate the other person's view when you're dealing with something. I don't know, Wekesa, if you do have any question that you're gonna ask us as we move on.
Okay. So I've heard about emotional intelligence, and she seems to be aware of many things to do with emotional intelligence. How does she get this stuff?
Dewan?
She seems to know so much stuff about emotional intelligence. How does she get this stuff? Through school or through dad teaching the daughter? Or yeah, she gets it from friends?
Usually sometimes when we're doing our work, usually before, way back last year, we used to do this every Sunday morning. We used to have a usual little teaching moment where dad talks to me about something, and then I say, oh, and I write notes about it. And he taught me about emotional intelligence one day, and I wrote notes about it. And that's how I ended up learning about it.
So it's also part of what they learn, like mostly when you talk, life is about learning, and you learn about life skills. They learn about it in school. They learn about it even as you at home. When parents spend time with their children, like for Lulu and I, we try to spend at least great time for her, where I talk to her about life things, because one of the things I've tried to pass over to her includes talking about issues of even money, financial management, talking about how to face life, how to face disappointment. So it's a deliberate effort between Lulu and I, that we'll be having a certain time where we talk. We spend about issues of life skills, because life is there's a certain percentage where you have IQ, you're bright, but there's another percentage where you need social skills and life skills. So the time that we spend together in this conversation and talking, I try to pass over some of this information, and it has been consistently. Not something that you just wake up to tell her that, okay, fine, this is it. No, for us, we have every Sunday, we spend about 1 hour just talking about life skills. Yeah.
Okay, you talked something to do with self management, and okay, let me pause here one of the photos. This is your first episode, your 11th or 11th episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you respond to when you first did your first episode on YouTube, and maybe there were no likes or views? How did you respond? I want Lulu to answer that.
My first YouTube video actually it was kind of an accident. Actually, what happened was we were just doing a little interview with me and my dad, and then my mom, and then we started to record it. Then my dad said, hey, we should post this on YouTube. Then we posted it on YouTube, and then my dad said we should start a YouTube channel. So we started a YouTube channel. And it's been a lot of fun doing my YouTube videos. And even though I don't get a lot of likes or comments or anything, I usually just like being there with my dad and just talking with my dad. And other people know, hey, this is my dad and we're bonding. You can do that too.
Yeah, it's like Lulu is saying, it's been a journey, you know, like for us, it was a bonding session. You know, we initially were not necessarily doing it. It was our normal talks. As we said, we've been working this journey, learning each other. For us, we put it like I'd never been in every year that she turns. We've never been there together. So it's both of us learning to negotiate it. So she's learning to be 13. I'm learning to be a father to a 13-year-old daughter. So we are trying. So she's struggling herself. I'm struggling also. So there are times that we are not perfect, both of us. She's not perfect. I'm not perfect. So she understands that daddy has never been a father to a 13-year-old. And I understand that she's never been 13 before. So we can make our mistakes. We can try to negotiate it together. She might get it wrong at times, but in that process, as we keep talking, we learn together. So it was just one of those moments. But as we kept on moving on, remember the video that I think it was our second, or the one I think on emotional intelligence that got the highest views. I mean, the highest video views that we have had so far is I think 1,000 or thereabout. The rest, of course, have been teetering, you know, less than 100. But we don't mind. It's much more about the bonding that we have had. We have had up to around maybe our 29th episode in one of the videos, and we appreciate, we thank God for those who are supporting us. So it is a journey for us. It is not like we are so much looking at it. What it does to us, giving us the opportunity to bond, is much more important.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me see what is happening to the comment sections. Kipkoech Emmanuel says we want the politics. Oh no, the session for politics is coming. This is a special session for dad and daughter conversation. Thank you. Joyce Kibai says link. Joyce, this is you can just share your information in the comment section, then we can respond to it. The general session is coming where all of you can join the studio. Angela, say hi. Angela says hi, and then she says, Themba, congratulations for the beautiful daughter.
Yeah, we appreciate it. The mother who is beautiful.
It's a beautiful family.
But really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Fabiano says baba leo alikuwa Garissa. Sawa, session ya politics inakuja. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to give her time to do a card trick as we go to disappointments. How do you handle disappointments? So you can do the card trick, and then we can handle
this card trick. She will do it. Let me see. You can capture. You can have her. You can see her well. You can see her well.
Yes.
Okay, so she will do it to the camera with you.
Okay.
So you first, baby.
For this card trick, we'll only need 21 cards. So count the cards. 1,
Out loud.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So, pick a card. Any card.
Are you able to see the cards, Wekesa? You will pick a card, but you won't tell her which card you have picked. So
I
you
take
just
the hat.
no, don't
Or
say
I
it.
don't. I don't. I don't say it.
Yeah, don't say.
Okay.
Just pick. Let's see.
Let me pick one.
If you have picked, you say. If you have picked, you say you say you just have it in your mind. I'm just
Okay.
passing them so that. Have you picked yet?
Endelea kidogo.
Don't say. Just have it in your mind.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. You have picked?
Yes.
Okay. So the next, I think I need to have the camera for you so that it's closer. Uh-oh. Oops. Oops, we went off.
Oh,
You have lowered her. She can't be seen.
Can you see her now?
Yes.
I want you to focus on the cards.
Okay,
so
that's okay.
Yeah, you
Alright.
speak the card.
Okay.
So focus on the cards.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the cards now. Okay. Now, I'm going to put these into rows, and I want you to see where your card is. And to do a little bit closer.
Can you see them? You just pick which row has your card, okay? You can see them?
I can see the first two. The last one is far. She
Can
can
you-
push them this side.
This side?
Push it back towards yourself where she is. Towards the edge of the table. Yeah, there. Yes.
Okay, just put them close like that, yeah? So you've
Yes,
seen all the
there.
cards that you've put and you're seeing
Yes.
the card. Okay, we're gonna start again.
Yes.
Okay, quickly, baby. So observe the three groups. Just see where your card is. Don't tell her. Now, which group has your card?
Are you moving the screen? Okay, there. Okay.
Yes.
Just stop it there. So the middle one.
The middle one, okay.
Yeah.
Just focus on your card. That's the thing that you need to focus on. Okay, she's starting again slowly so that he sees. Have you seen your card?
On my right.
On your right is her left.
Yeah.
Yeah, her left. Okay, can she show you so that which one?
This one?
The other one. This one, this other one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, for the last time, focus. You seen your card?
I think it's okay. I think it's on the left. Although it's the left, you are tilting it towards the I can't see it well. But
Okay, wait. Is it there? She's gonna hold it to the camera.
Yeah, open it.
Open it to the camera. The camera is this one.
No.
Can you see it there?
No.
Okay, put that together. Okay. Camera is there, sir. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. Okay, so it's gonna reveal it now for you.
Okay. Share the secret.
So you.
1, 2, 3. Card.
Tilt it. Tilt. I see the number. I think there's a reflection of light. Yes, it's the card. How did you know? How did you know that is my card?
How did you know? It's a trick. Yeah. She got you.
Yeah, that is actually, it was a heart for and number 5.
Yeah, love and number 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the trick?
You wanna know the trick?
Yeah.
You will come to our channel now. We invite you to our channel. We will give you tutorials. So our channel is Themba Ondiege TV.
Okay.
We'll go there and comment and subscribe and give you the tutorials.
Yeah, I will be sharing. There's a link to that channel.
Yeah.
That's the link to the YouTube. I'll share it in the comment section towards the end. Okay. So let's have disappointments.
Yeah. So she can play one song and then we talk about something.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So we can talk about disappointments, and let me begin here before you start the conversation. That is your
Yeah.
13th birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did it meet your expectation, or there were disappointments? Okay,
My
let's have
13th
your
birthday,
conversation.
my 13th birthday was okay. I really liked it.
She says she liked it. We went to the gym. We try and spend a lot of time together. But one of the things that we do when I get from work is we try to, when she's not having lots of assignments, we go to the gym for about 1 hour. For us, is so much about bonding. Just trying to learn each other, and it works, at least for now. We not perfect, like we said. We are growing each day, to learn each other, to deal with it, and that's where now we are coming in, dealing with disappointments. So maybe you've been disappointed before, have you?
Yeah.
And how do you deal with disappointments?
Most of the time, I like to look at the optimistic side when I do with disappointment.
What's disappointment in the first place?
A disappointment is when things you had expectation, but they don't meet the way your expectations at times.
They don't come the way you expected. Like, for example?
Let's say, like, for example, you want to go somewhere, but like it's raining and everything, and there's a lot of storms, so they canceled the meet. So you won't be able to go, and you are so excited.
You won't be able to go. And what are some of the typical disappointments for maybe teenagers and students?
Getting a bad grade.
Getting a bad grade.
Getting up to the AB honor sometimes is not very nice. We wanted to go to the A honor.
Yeah, wanted to go to the A honor, and then you're not getting there.
When the teacher pulls you aside and then it's like, Lulu, what? For example, the teacher pulls you aside and is like, Lulu, what happened to you?
What happened to you? Being dumped when your boyfriend or girlfriend gets someone else?
Yeah, I don't really do that in that one, but like most of my friends do, and it's kind of sad seeing them getting dumped.
Yeah, it can kind of be sad when you thought that someone liked you and then they like someone else, or someone you like doesn't like you that much.
Oh yeah.
How does it feel?
That has happened to me quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. Sometimes usually crushes don't really last long.
Crushes don't last long, but it's disappointing, right?
It's kind of disappointing, like when they don't like someone else, when they don't like you back, I'm like, they don't like someone else.
Then like someone else.
I think it's really disappointing. It's your best friend. That's what happened with one of my friends too.
Yeah.
Her crush liked one of her best friend, and she was really upset with it. But like she looked at the optimistic side. She's better now.
Yeah, she's better now. So it kind of those day-to-day disappointments that the teenagers will deal with, and even other people.
One of the last one that most of us have always had: bad hair days.
Bad hair days, yeah, when your hair is not the way you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And also sometimes disappointments maybe for teenagers will come in the form of parents. Maybe some of them who we try to understand you, and probably we don't do what you wanted them.
Yeah, that's happened a little bit.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, it's normal because it's not often that parents will do what you like, and then it will be disappointing. All right. So, what are ways that you go through the disappointment phase? Because things are not bound to happen the way you want them to happen. It's gonna happen sometimes, not the way you expect.
Yeah.
So, other than just being optimistic, what else would someone do?
Have an open mind.
Having an open mind.
So that means that even if something does not go your way, you're like, hey, let's just do something else that we can do. Like, for example, that rain thingy, you can go out and then say, oh, we can go play in the rain if you want to.
Yeah, the case of making a lemonade out of lemon, if life gives you lemon.
You make lemonade. And like Dolly Parton said,
Yeah.
If you want rainbows, it has to be a little rain.
There has to be a little rain if you want rainbows, yeah. So that it's not that every time things will be good. Sometimes they will not be so good, but you have to kind of have the positive side of life, and then also you wanna try to, whatever life gives you, you
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow, yeah.
Be like a leaf, a leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Just even though the wind takes it someplace it does not want to go, it just flows along with it.
It flows along with it, and then again, also you have to develop resilience. Like having your resilience, tolerance for frustration, because life will frustrate you at times.
Yeah.
May not always be what you want, but you gotta be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So dealing with disappointments includes just being positive, also going with the flow.
Yeah, having an open mind.
Having an open mind.
And being resilient.
And being resilient. So those are what we can say as of now. Wekesa.
Okay, thank you so much for that conversation on disappointment. Let me read a few comments here. Benard Ingosi says, congrats to you both. You are looking great. Awesome example to many of us.
Thank you.
That's Benard Ingosi. And then we have Okinyo says, kudos. Okinyo says, kudos, bro. Say hi to the little girl. Peter says, what is the meaning of this? Explain to me. Now we are talking about disappointment. Sometimes it's not what people view what you wanted them to see. But the idea behind this conversation is that most parents have a very weak relationship between them and their children. They haven't bonded so much, and there are areas that they cannot delve into. For example, I have heard Themba ask the daughter about, have you ever been disappointed in issues to do with maybe boyfriend? There are parents who can mention that. Themba, tell us the secret.
We talk about everything. We talk even about issues to do with sex. When was the right time to have sex? We talk about everything with her, because it's the more easier, because either way someone is gonna talk to her about it. Yeah. Someone's gonna talk to her about it. So the easiest thing is to have that conversation so that it's easier with the parent. Like even for her, we talked about her periods when she first started having her periods, right?
I had my periods when you were away.
Yeah,
but we talked about it eventually.
Yeah, we talked about it, and even at times, she tells me that God goes to get the parts. Yeah. So it's something that you make it easy, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that it's her feeling comfortable to share with you. There are things we want to share away as parents from discussing with our children, and we feel uncomfortable, and even the children feel uncomfortable because we have not created that environment. Right? So how do you feel when you discuss about issues to do with maybe sex, issues to do with boyfriends and stuff, when you're talking with your parent?
It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that often, but like when we do talk about it, we cover the stuff that's important. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Okay, another question is here from Kipkoech. Emmanuel says, why are they wearing the same t-shirts? Themba, are you in Kenya or US?
We are in Dallas, Texas, the beautiful city in America.
We are in Dallas, Texas, where everything is big. They say everything is big in Texas. Yeah. It's called the Lone Star State. Now, the reason we are in the same t-shirts is because we went for a 5K.
See?
5K, and I got a medal. I got a medal because I'm a finisher. So we went for a 5K today run, and this was the T-shirt for the 5K run. So that's why we are the same T-shirts. And then again, I mean, we would still have won something else the same if we chose to. So this is it about life, you know, like we have just talked about disappointment. Many things in life will disappoint you. Your expectation about people, your expectation about stuff, your expectation about what is happening around you. Yeah.
Those are my solo medals.
Now, you have talked about your award, and then here is her award. What was this for?
Okay, so the first one I see right here, and the other side, me with this hand. I was holding the one that I got for the first time, and the other one was the one I got for the second time. Those ones are from my solo ensemble contest, and I got excellent in both of them. And I'm planning to I'm doing another solo contest coming up like 2 weeks from today. So I'll have one on Saturday for 2 weeks from today, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing it.
So those are her violin medals.
Yeah.
I don't play the violin, she does. I don't know how to play, but I know how to coach. So sometimes they say the supporters becomes the best coaches. So I guide her, but she's the one who does the violin.
Yes. And I do a pretty good job, if I do say so myself.
Okay, thank you. Let's have Rino says, this girl has grown. I believe she's the one born while Themba was worshiping at New Life's SDA Church in Gongrod.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
That's us.
That's her.
Yeah, that's your friend. Let me bring him to the camera, you see. That is the person talking. He knows your daughter.
Yeah, you can bring that one on. There's also another person there. Let me see. Gordon Walter. That's also a friend, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm coming to him. Ruth says, I'm watching. Thank you, Ruth. So you say Gonna Walter?
Yeah, Gonna Walter.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Then, but this is great how God has extended his blessings, granting you a beautiful family. We bless God for that.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, keep your comments coming. Mark Palmer says yes. WRT says thanks, family. God bless you.
We appreciate it.
Game says, I hope you don't infect her with ODM manenos. Do you discuss politics with your daughter? That is the idea behind the comment.
She can give you the history of Texas and its politics. She can.
Yeah.
She loves a lot of history. She was reading about Rasputin the other day, and she's talked about so many things. We discuss a lot. She's very analytical, by the way.
Yeah, there are comments there are quotes she was making, and I thought like she understands a bit of politics and leadership. Okay, there's Dan Washington Odhiambo says Dan Bondeku. I don't know which language is that. Maybe you can read for us and interpret.
But thank you.
Themba, you can interpret that.
It says, I understand also.
Okay,
I
thought maybe
it's saying he's keenly watching.
Oh, I thought maybe I thought he was talking in mother tongue. The first three words I did not. The first three words I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have the violin. Let's have the violin, and we go to the last session of peer pressure.
I'm gonna play for you a segment of one of the songs I'm playing in school.
No, you're gonna play. Wait, you can play Rock of the Edges. It's more familiar.
Yeah, for more stuffs, you can check on their YouTube channel. The link is shared there. I will also share in the comment section. So let's have the peer pressure subtopic. Kindly take us through.
Thank you. So one of the things that teenagers go through a lot, of course, psychologists have found that adults suffer from what is called status anxiety. Status anxiety is the pressure that you feel that you want to do things that your peers are doing. You know, for example, when you find all your classmates that you were together in high school, you finish the same year, and you get to meet for an alumni dinner or something. I mean, you want to ask each person what is it that they are doing, and for some reason, if you realize they're doing better than you were, then you have some form of anxiety. And sometimes you want to look at people who are closer within that you think that they are closer within your status. If they are doing better than you, then you have what you call status anxiety. And status anxiety is what will push you to want to acquire things simply because the people within your age group or people you think you're similar have acquired it. And many people suffer from status anxieties. I mean, men, women, especially, you know, if you work the same place, if you went to the same school, you look at those people you graduated with, if you see that they're having certain kind of things that you don't have, then you suffer from status anxiety. The form of that in teenagers is what you call in peer pressure, you know, peer pressure. And so we discussed this with our daughter, especially before she became a teenager. You know, she just became a teenager 31st of August. Sorry about that. Okay. So we started early. We started talking about the influence of peer pressure, because a time comes for teenagers where they feel that they need to fit in. So that's a conversation we are having constantly with my daughter. So what's peer pressure, baby?
Peer pressure is kind of similar to status anxiety.
Therefore, this is not a state of anxiety for you.
It's kind of similar to us.
All right.
So like that Daddy said, sometimes when you do peer pressure, it's going to do something that your friends tell you or pressure you to do. Like for example, there can be good peer pressure and there's bad peer pressure. Not all peer pressure is bad. There's good peer pressure and there's bad peer pressure. Good peer pressure is when your friends encourage you like, hey, we're doing this sport, or hey, you should do this, or hey, you should do that. That is going to benefit you to go up. Like some of my friends were doing NJHS, I decided, hey, I should sign up for it too, and I signed up for it. And I'm still waiting for my results, but I'm really happy that they encouraged me to do that. And there's also avid stuff that we usually do. I got pressured to do that, but it was a lot of fun doing it, and I got accepted. I've been doing it for 2 years now. I still really enjoy it. And there's also other kinds of peer pressure too. There's bad peer pressure. There's when your friends or people around you encourage you to do things that you do not want to do. And that really bad, that they're bad, like drinking alcohol and doing stuff that you're not supposed to do, or stuff that doesn't do with your religion. Like for example, they say, hey, we should skip school today, or oh, we should go to this really cool party. Or for me, oh, we should do and eat pepperoni pizza and stuff. I can't eat pork, by the way. So stuff like that, they're bad peer pressure.
Yeah, even some of them might push you to smoke, have sex when you're not ready for it, do drugs. So how do you deal with bad peer pressure?
Be assertive. Number one, know that hey, I should not do this. Know when and you should be assertive in a way of saying no, but in a polite way. Like I just talked to you earlier, being assertive means that you say your opinion without being so rude about it. So I can say, hey, as much as I would like to be your friend, sometimes you pressure me to do stuff that I don't want to do. Like for example, doing drugs. And I really do not want to do drugs because it does not do with my morals. I was taught that I'm not supposed to do drugs, and I'll never do drugs.
Yeah, so there are values that you hold, and the peer pressure of the friends, because many teens your age are being brought up differently, and some of them are seeing different things happening, different places. They have a right to own whatever it is that the values they have, but they don't necessarily have to force you to do stuff that you don't have to do. So knowing yourself, knowing what you stand for.
And that's when emotional intelligence and dealing with disappointment
comes in.
Because another disappointment is losing your friends.
Yeah.
And that happens to a lot of people. They can just say because they don't have similar morals, or like for example, this one, peer pressure, which is the most common to lose friends sometimes.
And the need to fit in the peer pressure thing.
Yeah. Some people can say, oh, let's just wear on Wednesdays we wear pink, and then they can say on Wednesdays we wear pink for breast cancer month, and that's good peer pressure. But sometimes they can say, oh, we're going to go actually remember that TikTok trend that happened?
Yeah. By the way, that TikTok trend. There was a TikTok trend that
I think you guys have heard of it. It's called Devious Lick. Where people go around and then just trash the bathroom. They spoil the pipes. They flush down a bunch of toilet paper that's really disgusting, and they flush it all the way down, and then they just ruin every single thing.
Yeah.
So now in our school, we have to do this sign-out sheet that tells us, hey, you've been gone for this how long, and you've gone to the bathroom and you went for this how much time. There's another TikTok trend that's coming around that every month you slap a teacher.
Yeah, you see, there are different trends that are coming in, and peer pressure comes in. And because everybody wants to trend, and within their age, they're teenagers, they're like, okay, if you haven't done this, then you're not a hero. So you gotta have to deal with that peer pressure, because the peers are doing it. Some of them have been harming others, hurting themselves in the process. And therefore, it's for you as a teenager to know what your values are, right?
Yeah.
So if you know your values, then you can stand for yourself, and no is a complete answer. N-O.
And you never know when you don't know how to describe courage, but once it comes to you, you will know the words.
Sure enough. Back to you, Wekesa.
Back to you. You're muted.
Thank you. There's now there's this photo I want you to interpret for me.
Oh.
Whether this was positive pressure or not. I think this a network problem. It's coming, yeah?
Okay.
That's us with our gym wear that we bought together.
Did you like going to gym, or it was undue influence from the dad?
I like going to the gym.
Okay, so there is we are acknowledging that there's a peer influence that is positive, isn't it? That can help you to develop in the right direction.
Because those are the shirts that I decided to wear.
It's not peer because she's not my peer.
we are friends, but we ain't peers.
No, I'm just using it as an example. Because I don't have the details of what she does with her friends, but I'm saying there are positive peer influence where somebody can influence you to call and do the right thing.
Yeah, this is positive peer influence, but we're gonna use it as positive energy that Dad told me that, hey, let's go to the gym next time. Sure. So we got our gym wear, and we went to the gym, and we've been going ever since. That was like during summer.
Yeah.
And thereby you have to acknowledge at some level, even the teachers of primary school kids behave like kids so that the kids can learn from them. So to some level, you are happier because you're not just a parent. I see you are actually friends. So that's why you're wearing the same T-shirt. To some level, you have. It's sometimes you are forced to come to her level so that you can reason together and be at the same level and think through some stuff of life together.
No, you're right. You're right. The thing you're saying is very important. That if you want to reach your kids, especially for parents, I know socialization is different in different places. Some of us are socialized differently. If we just want to give rules and tell them, sometimes it backfires. But if you get to understand the world from their perspective, then it's easier to find a way of communicating. You need to know when to have principles. Of course, you need to know principles. Principles are principles. So you communicate to her clearly, or to your kids. They know that these are principles, these are values that guide us. You want to say something?
There was actually a video that we did in Daddy Dot Conversations that clearly explains what we're trying to say here. We're friends, yes, but there are times when we have to look into each other's shoes at first. And then there are times when Daddy has to be a dad.
Yeah.
And the parents say, no, Lulu, you cannot do this. There's certain stuff that we do negotiate on. It's like, Lulu, you want ice cream? Sure. What flavor do you want?
Mm-hmm.
So they're still like saying, oh, I want this, or I want this. Or we can just go, let's go to this place, or let's go to that place.
Mm-hmm.
But there's times when Daddy has to become a parent and say, Lulu, do your chores. Lulu, do this. And Lulu, you have to study for this amount of time. Most of the stuff I don't really need to be reminded on, but like sometimes Dad has to be a dad and be like, Lulu, this is going to be harmful to you.
You realize even Lulu will tell you she didn't want a parent who will just be there. You don't have very just there. You do anything when you want. You can skip up.
That's another way, like saying that's like another way of parents saying, hey, I don't care about you.
Yeah.
I don't care how you're gonna do your life, and you can just do whatever you want, and I would not care at all.
Yeah. So even to kids, they would want to have that form of, okay, fine, guiding. Yeah. So that happens, but again, you have to have that sense of conversation. When they know you mean well, when a child or your kid will know you mean well, they will not mind following what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, we need to appreciate that you don't look forward to being a perfect parent, and you're not looking forward to having a perfect kid. There's no perfection. You're just saying, okay, fine, there's effort. The kid is making effort, the parent is making effort. So the desire is not to bring up a perfect kid. Lulu is not a perfect kid. I'm not a perfect parent, right? But we are making effort. We are making effort so that we can learn each other as we move on and make her a good adult when that time comes. And a good adult is prepared when they're still young. So that's basically what we do. Yeah.
Now, thank you so much. Charles Rupia says is following. Thank you. Josephine says Mambo to Kopowa. So as we bring this to a closure, I want Themba to take 2 or 3 minutes and talk to. I think our topic was a little bit specific to African parents. And I think most of us African parents have had that parochial kind of leadership when it comes to family affairs. And our children always see us as terrors. Most fathers are not approachable. And so even if you have an issue, you cannot share with your father. Yeah, sometimes you have to go through the mother. You tell the mother to tell the father what you want. So we are speaking to African parents that it's possible to have a healthy relationship with your children. And you can even convert it into friendship. Borrowing from the good book, God was telling Abraham that Abraham is no longer just my servant, but he is a friend because we talk face to face. So face-to-face conversation converts that status into real relationship that is healthy and progressive and helps children to learn from their parents and also helps parents to understand. Sometimes we assume we know what the children are going through. No, we don't. And if they find that there's nobody who can give them a listening ear, then they will look for somebody else who can fill the gap. So if you don't offer them love, they will look for love outside. If you don't offer them counsel, they will get counsel from outside. So Themba, take us through that even as we finalize the program. Then Lulu also will have time to speak to African kids. Should they fear their parents or talk to them what they think they are going through? Yeah.
Do I answer my question first?
You gonna go first?
You can go first, and then your dad can summarize.
Okay. Normally, I say, should you fear your parents or should you not? Should you just be you? Should you just be friends with them? I think both. I do a mixture of both because there are things that they sometimes they can be like, I fear my parent, but I know that they're my friend and they mean the best for me. So, like for example, when back then I was used to be really bad at spelling back when I was in second grade. So my dad was like, Lulu, if you make a bad mistake, I will chop at you, and then you have to write that letter that word down in 20 times. So I used to get really bad spelling for every word I did, and I got the spelling wrong. I had to write 20 times so I could learn the spelling. And that has really improved my spelling, to be honest. It's not perfect spelling, but it was good spelling for me. And Daddy meant well when you told me, Lulu, if you don't get that thing right, when every time you learn a new word, you just need to write it down so you remember it. That's what I learned from that. And so I've learned a bunch of words recently. Like I learned a bunch of words like side, and like when you do like word for word, in our school, that's the list of words that we're required to learn in TEKS, or Texas thing that we're supposed to know. And when you do those TEKS, you're required to know the meaning of those words, so that when you finish them, you'll be able to write them down and you will be okay with them. And that's what happened. That's what I've been going on recently. And you've been doing those TEKS and everything, and now I've learned how to write the words down and to recite them over and over and over again. It's really helpful because once you do one list, we don't go back to that list, do a new list, and have tests on each list for both of them. Like recently I just did the word for word quiz 1 and 2. I cover list 1 and list 2. And sometime this week I'm going to have word for one list 1, 2, and 3, and that's like 100 questions. So it really helps to write them down and everything.
Okay. So together with that, he also wanted you to comment on what would you tell a teenager who is with their parents, and how would they relate with their parents?
As I said, it's good to look at people's it's just put the thing of empathy in. Go into someone else's shoes. Understand your parents, understand where you're coming from.
So we're gonna tell them to tell the camera.
Like how you make friends sometimes. What do you do first when your friend's upset with you, or when other people are upset with you? You go into other people's shoes. So you basically just look at them. Where are you coming from? How can I help you? And how can we be friends?
So you wanna tell them to get into their parents' shoes, because their parents also trying to make them better adults.
And as much as it might not be believable, your parents are human.
Your parents are human.
So they have the same feelings at you. Sometimes they can get upset. Sometimes they can be really mad at people. Sometimes they can get bullied at times.
But they mean well for you.
With their coworkers. So it's good to see them as a friend, and they mean well for you.
Yeah. So at times, even when they come back home, it's not necessarily about you. It could be where they're coming from. Yeah. All right. So that was Lulu's word. You want to say something else? No, not yet. Let's see. Okay, for me, I would wish to appreciate, especially parents, African parents, African dads, African moms, African parents generally. We know that our socialization is different. Maybe our growing up, it's different on how we were conditioned to respond to children. Probably it was just to pass information or just to tell them what to do. Over time, maybe you realize that may not work. So it's for us to start learning another way that we can create the next generation of adults. And the only way we can do that is try to appreciate what is happening, emerging trends. What is it? Maybe when I was growing up, there was no internet. There was no Facebook. There was no TikTok. There was no, information right now, we live in an information superhighway where you get information everywhere. They Google, they ask their friends. Right now, it's not only peer pressure, there's also internet pressure. They are pressured with things, some of them have never even met those people. So as a parent, it's good to be open-minded. Open-minded is not to mean that you abdicate your responsibility as a parent. You still owe it to the child to give them the direction and to give them to give them the structure and the foundation that they will need when they grow up. I still believe the Bible was right when it says train up a child the ways that they should be. and they will not depart from it. So you still owe it to the next generation to train them. It is not the how that is changing. Yeah, so your child still looks up to you for direction. Your child still looks up to you for guidance. They still want to see, if I get lost out there, whom am I gonna go back to? So they want to know that they still have that anchor in you. And they need to trust you. They need to see the model. Are you modeling love? Are you modeling trust? Are you modeling happiness? Are you modeling decision making? Are you modeling things that should be done? So they look up to you for that. And we also need not treat them as perfect. No child is perfect, and no two kids are the same. You can have 5 children or 3 or whatever. We don't treat them the same. Each child need to be treated differently. Get into their world, get to understand their fears. We live at a time where we have so many teenagers feeling depressed, and even some of them considering suicide, and even going into depression and going into drugs and stuff like that, because they don't have someone to talk to, or they feel like they have been compared so much with either their sibling or some other people. So each child have their strengths, they have their talents, they have their struggles. They get into an age they have never been there, so they're also struggling to be in that age. So even as we try to tell them some of the words that we use, you are now 13-year-old, you should do this, you are now this. No, appreciate that they're also struggling to be that age. They have never been there before. Yeah, if they were 14 before, maybe you'd have said, last time when you were 14, this is what happened. But they're just entering into a new phase in their life. So as parents, African parents, and especially African dads, we don't tend so much to spend time with our daughters. We say, if you want to talk about certain things, you go talk to your mom, then you come and tell me. If it works for you, that's fine, but it doesn't always work. The relationship that you have will guide. Now, your daughter is seeing the world of men through your eyes. And as I say later, they will interpret the people who will come into their world, or the people they're going to meet, based on how they interpreted the first man whom they came into contact with. That is their father. So if they interpret it as the world is so unfair because you're unfair, then that is likely to be what is going to structure their world later. So our prayer and hope is that you will come to our channel and follow our journey as we keep interacting and learning more. We post every week. I mean, every week we have Monday, we post learning violin with Lulu. So her violin journey, we post it on our channel. She's able to do a different song every Monday. On Wednesday, we post the languages. Lulu is from a mixed tribe. Her mom is Kisi, and I'm Luo. So she's learning. We are trying to make her learn both of them, so that when she happens to go to Kenya and she's meeting her grandparents or other people, she's able to interact with them and use the language, because there's something about the language that makes it more rich for you. And then also here in Texas, Spanish is spoken a lot, so she's also good to learn a little Spanish. So you can come into our channel together. Then on Fridays is our conversation that we talk, and we continue with it every Friday. So we post three days in a week. Kindly go to our channel. It's Themba Ondiege TV. We post Monday, Tuesday. Like, share, subscribe to support the channel, and be part of the family. We'll really appreciate.
Yeah, that was an informative session. Thank you so much. The Thembas, I will call it the Thembas. That is Ondiege and Lulu. You have been sharing informative information, and from the comments of our viewers, they have really learned, and they appreciate for you sparing your time just to talk to us, and we are actually happy. So we want to bring this conversation to an end. Lulu, do you mind taking us home with a last song, violin play? Even as people take the YouTube link.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play You're My God to Be again.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
a wonderful skill that I want to learn also, so that I can teach even my daughter. Thank you so much. Tell your viewers what you normally tell them. Subscribe.
Before we end this beautiful stream that you have given to us, thank you so much, Mr. Wekesa, for this wonderful opportunity. And I hope we can meet again. And so I'm going to give you guys 2 seconds to go and subscribe to both our channels. Are you ready? 1, 2. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday. Bye.
You too.
Thank you so
Thank you so much.
Adios.
Adios.
Wow, lovely. Thank you.